almost 10 years since 2015, when we tried first human-to-machine interaction on Ethereum. Almost all time was like a back office of some partnerships. We never tried to make something for end users. So that is the reason why, for me, this presentation will be the first time of something new for me. And because this is Sub-Zero conference for developers, we will talk more not about features of the hardware, but about theory, about how we use Robonomics platform as a vertical solution, and I will give you small batch of the features, what for me perfectly important. But let's start from the theory. Any DePIN project should consist 3 significant parts of it. The first one is the hardware side. And here is nothing about smart contract on Solidity development. You should know C and C++ languages. You should care about embedded systems, and you should know what is microcontrollers, what is low energy sensors, and how to adopt different industry standards in IoT, like Bluetooth low energy protocol or ZigBee. In some cases, one will be preferred to other. For example, in Robonomics team, we have a 5 master degree in robotics and a few electrician engineers who have a more than 5 years experience too. Second one is a connectivity layer. And for me, it was very strange to find that in my investigation last summer, that most of the DePIN projects, what I found in this summer, was not about real connectivity between hardware to some peer-to-peer or Web3 technologies. It was just client-server application where users can see their tokens. The information just sent it from client to some clouds where a full node of some rollup just mint tokens. For me, it's strange to compare client-server solutions with some mint tokens function as a decentralized physical infrastructure. And that is the reason why I think connectivity layer is a crucial part of it. For example, with the hardware, you can cheat a little bit. To find some hardware what is good for your project. But with the connectivity layer, it will be a little bit more difficult game. And last part of any DePIN project, what I think should be, is Web3 cloud functions. It's not a rocket science, but to avoid corporate clouds, you need to create or find a good place to store digital footprint of your hardware or your DePIN project. And to make it more clear, let's look on one of my favorite projects based on Robonomics platform. Civil Sensor Network by Robonomics team survived in the last 3 years. And here is on this slide, you can find the second version of our hardware for pollution measurements. Now we have 2 more revision of it with a better microcontroller on the board and more other features. But you can find any part of this solution on GitHub. You can find software, and you can design of hardware for this hardware. Second one, our hardware connected to open connectivity network of Robonomics. And here is a little bit more difficult story, because for Internet of Things, for any smart devices interaction, you will not enough only blockchainization of the data. You need to create 2 data flows in the same time. First, should transfer real-time data and retransmit from hardware to some application. In case of Civil Sensor Network by Robonomics, you can open web browser website or web browser application and small hardware from the last slide will send information about, for example, temperature outdoor through the open Robonomics connectivity service directly to your web browser application in real time. In the same time, open sensors connectivity will make a blockchainization of the data to provide historical information about any measurements made it before. You can open sensors.social website right now, and you will find around 100 sensors connected from 5-6 cities and some alone points of our friends around the world. But our data, like on this slide from my balcony in Limassol, Cyprus, can provide the pollution, dust pollution, noise pollution, temperature, humidity, radiation, and everything what you will get from sensors.social will be purely on Web3 stack and created on Robonomics platform. Tomorrow, approximately the same time, will be our workshop where Robonomics engineers Vadim, Makar, and Ivan will show you how repositories from Robonomics GitHub can be adopted for any kind of the project where you need to connect hardware, for example, in your smart home, to under Polkadot control, or more complex, and I finally can talk about it without joking, you can connect robots under Polkadot control. But for today, let's look more on hardware. Here is the first screen of our website, robonomics.network. And as you can see, it's almost all about hardware. That is one more explanation how important for us to create hardware by the team. And if you will swipe the first screen of the website, you will find the first our hardware. It's a continuously our civil sensor network, but from now we want to change the project. We don't want to create a sensor map in the next year. We want to sell you outdoor sensor with name Altruist to help you provide for your fellows, for your crypto friends in your city, data about weather condition in your city. I guess you know it's not so important. It's data come from your personal balcony or from your friends in the next building, for example. But what is the most interesting here, when you share the link about temperature outside your home with your crypto friends, everyone will know the data come without any corporate clause inside. To make outdoor sensor more interesting, from February next year, we think to make a bundle with outdoor sensor and few indoor monitors, where communication between outdoor sensor and indoor monitors will happen as I presented before. Some of the data will transfer it through the open connectivity network by Robonomics. Some will be blockchainized in Polkadot, but here is a more not so geek or not so crypto style idea is because right now everywhere happens digital borders with some government compliance, and you cannot predict how to bring small gift to, for example, your Chinese grandma and keep connected it with your California apartments. But with Web3 and peer-to-peer technology, you can distribute your indoor monitors, and your friends will get data about temperature, humidity, and CO2 inside apartments from the sensors on board, but data about outdoor, for example, dust pollution, noise, or like in my Fallout style example about radiation, will come through the Robonomics network. If you will swipe the altruist outdoor sensor web page on Robonomics website, you will find more technical details. And this is, I guess, for today, one of the most important. You can start from small sensor connected to our network. But if you will want to create each piece of the sensor network by you, you can make it. You can download any part of the source code to create your independent sensor network, to share some data with your friends. And everything battle tested in the last 3 years with 100 sensors and with a lot of revision of hardware. Second one, I guess this was 1 month ago when we launched it on Polkadot after 2 years on Kusama. We presented how to use RISC-V computer compatible with Raspberry Pi on the level of computation and so on, where we installed smart home server solutions like Home Assistant. We created our source code for RISC-V architecture to connect your RISC-V smart home server to Web3 cloud. And it can be done in the next year to imagine the normal futuristic apartments where you can control our smart lights, where you interact with your home remotely, but everything will be without any corporation clouds inside the scheme. Nothing outside the open hardware include switches and energy monitors and other stuff what is important to create smart home. We finished in last 2 years, who was before on Sub-Zero, on Decoded. Maybe you saw our smart switches, our energy monitors. It was our test flights to prepare something like a line up, but not about Polkadot, just about open hardware and open software. And 6 months ago, we finished with our equipment for smart home and decided to focus on more Polkadot-oriented hardware. So RISC-V open source smart home server with a bundle of smart switches will be available for you in the next year to make your purely open source smart home, which will be not badly in comparing, for example, with a Xiaomi server. And one more for today, Hikikomori Tamagotchi. Maybe you remember Tamagotchi game. It's just for fun, but it's made for children's good habits to care about something every day. We want to make a fun experiments to make a good habits for our generation people to control your smart home. You can buy Tamagotchi, Hikikomori, pair it with your smart home server, and you will not need to push buttons on Tamagotchi, but you will need to interact with your smart home, and Hikikomori will catch all of this data. Because she's blind, she can feel real world, she will catch only information from your smart home. And level of happiness will increase each time when you will push button for your smart gun switch. When it will increase some level, Hikikomori will create extrinsic, sign it, and send it through the smart home server to Robonomics cloud to keep digital twin of the Tamagotchi in Polkadot. We have one more interesting experiment, what we will finish, I guess, before next summer. We want to make Hikikomori as a wearable device to connect different sensors on your clothes. For example, the first, we want to make a t-shirt with a temperature sensor. You can put, for example, your Hikikomori in pocket, use your t-shirt whole day, and when you will come back to your home, you will open the graphic of the temperature for your t-shirt in your smart home server. And it's only first 3 devices what we want to produce, but the real plan is a little bit different. It's nothing if we will propose to you just 2 or 3 or 4 devices. What we exactly want to make. We want to create in the next 2 years some like a brand, but without our bullshit around brand. Just a place where you can choose between 20-25 different smart devices and lifestyle gadgets. What you, for example, vacuum cleaner or smart speaker, smart lamp, video camera, and grab all of it, install in your home, and be enjoying like right now me when I think how it can be. No camera, what I don't know how it works. No speakers, what send my information to Google, and no vacuum cleaner in my toilet at the morning time. This is a pretty picture of the future, what we'll try to achieve. And this is the main what I want to talk to you today. So, thank you.
That's amazing, amazing stuff. Thank you so much. I love the vision. Smart homes really freak me out.